Hi, Corinna. Let's take a look at this new set of essays you've sent us. Pie chart, crop production. Yes. Okay. The pie chart illustrates the breakdown of crop production in France in 2017. Overall, the highest proportion of crops was cotton, whereas the lowest production was corn. It seems that the crop production, without the S because it's an adjective here, is quite evenly produced, except corn and rice. It's a little awkward. You can see I had to kind of stumble over it, so I would have preferred some other type of expression here. You don't even really need to say this. You could have just left it here. That's sufficient for an overview. You could have said that with the exception of corn and rice, the crops produced in France are rather similar, or not the crops produced, but the proportion of crops produced are rather similar, okay? All right, so regarding the cotton, sugar, wheat, and barley, not the, get rid of the. Regarding cotton, sugar, wheat, and barley, that's awkward. Let's see. Regarding cotton, it accounted for the largest proportion of crop production at 30%, or at just over 30%. All right, why are you talking about barley now? Okay. I don't really understand that. Let's go straight to sugar. Sugar, which comprised of, sugar accounted for 22%, making it the second highest proportion. Okay. And then I think let's see. Where's wheat? Let's see, where's wheat? All right, so what happened here? You didn't talk about wheat at all? Wait a minute. Here it is. So wheat was slightly lower than sugar's production no, you can't do that, okay? When you have this type of construction, it was slightly lower than sugar's production, you can't use a respectively like that. So you have to phrase this whole thing differently. Now, let me tell you what's going on here. I really don't understand the logic behind the way you organized this answer. All right, you decided to talk about these first four, all right, and that's fine. I agree with that. But I don't think that the way you organize this answer is logical at all. So for me, it would make a lot more sense of you to say that cotton made up the largest proportion of crops in France at over 1/3, okay? It was followed by sugar, okay, at 29.9%, making it, let's see, what is that? So some quick math, let's just say making it 13% less than the production of of cotton. And then you could say sugar was followed closely by wheat production at 20%, at approximately 20%, okay? And barley was the fourth most produced crop at 18%. And look at what you could have done here, making it almost half of the production of cotton. All right, you could have done something like that. And then you could talk about the lowest too in a different paragraph, okay? But let's see what you said. Looking at the details of rice and corn, both of them are the lowest production. All right, the least produced or the lowest, it's a little awkward again. Corn's production is just over 2 times that of rice. The production of rice and corn were 1.7 and 3.5 respectively. Now here you can use respectively because of the way you constructed the rice and corn. I still think this is a little underdeveloped, okay? Now, look at this. You said it's 130 words. Do you know what's going to happen? It's going to really, really lower your task achievement score because it's under the word count. What you should have done here is then you should have taken these percentages and compared them in some way back to the highest. So look at this. Rice is 1/10 of cotton, okay? Or even more interesting is corn, which is like 1/20th. Okay, so that's the kind of thing you could have referred to here, and it really would have boosted up your answer. It would have also highlighted just how huge these differences are. All right, but it also would have stretched out your answer so that you could have, met the 150 word minimum. Now, I realize that this particular task one is rather difficult because it has so little information. So what you need to do when you have a chart with very little information is you need to find ways to stretch out your answers and to make relevant comparisons. See where the similarities are, see where the differences are, and then make those comparisons, okay? All right, so with that, let's take a look at your task 2. Okay, so this is the one about changing jobs. Here's what you wrote. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether people should do the same job for their whole lives or change job at least once in their career. Here you just wanted jobs. You obviously get rid of this. Personally, I disagree that people should keep the same job. This is significantly important for young people and new graduates. No, it is significantly important for young people and new graduates to change a few jobs before finding a good one. That makes more sense. To begin with, working and life experiences, which need to be accumulated from different places and times, are invaluable. There will be a lot of chances for people to develop their career path in changing jobs. The central reason is threefold. All right, this all is really awkward, Corinna. Let me tell you what I mean. Work and life experiences are invaluable. Okay, and they need to be accumulated from different places and times. It's just really awkwardly expressed. I think I know what you're trying to say. And then here, I don't think this sentence fit in at all. So I'm really confused right now. And then I would rather you didn't use 3 reasons. It's really better to just stick to 2 main ideas and develop those 2 main ideas well, rather than going into 3, which you may potentially underdevelop. So let's see what you said. First, people may have more job training, get rid of the S, in different working environments, comma, particularly in a large organization. They can not only have more chances of mastering new skills, but also see a lot of new things like technology. All right, why can't they do that in staying in the same job? I don't understand that logic. Second, usually we say firstly, secondly, by the way. They may have a larger opportunity for promotion. In fact, the more variety of working experiences people have, the more chances they have to move. Okay, when they have, they have. So the more chances they have to move up the career ladder. That's the expression. For instance, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that more than 70% of people get promotion, salaries, and more fringe benefits when or by changing jobs. All right, so it's not threefold, it's twofold. First and second, you didn't have a third reason. So that's a little confusing to me. This was fine. I didn't really think this was particularly logical, but the rest of it was okay. And then, of course, this was a mistake, and these first two sentences were really awkward and difficult to understand. All right. However, although people feel bored when working at the same job for the rest of their lives, they feel safe and comfortable in their job environment. All right. No, don't be so general here. Instead, let's say something else like, I don't even know why you said this. Why are you saying that people may feel bored? You never mentioned it anywhere else in the previous paragraph. So the way you've expressed it here in this introduction to your next paragraph makes it seem like this is something that the reader should have understood from one of your earlier paragraphs. And that's not the case, okay? So it would make more sense to make some sort of reference to something you said in this paragraph. So you could say, however, although there are benefits to switching jobs, staying in the same job makes people feel safe and comfortable in their job environment. All right, now that makes sense. This way you've linked the previous paragraph to this paragraph. The reasons behind this are twofold. First, they may avoid redundancy, get rid of, if there is an economic recession. Explain it. Don't just say, secondly. Explain why they would avoid redundancy. All right, so secondly, they still enjoy doing routine job. All right, explain this. Don't just list it. This really feels like a list. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. That's not a paragraph. A paragraph requires you to state your idea and then explain it, give an example of it, give some sort of further illustration, some further development of this idea so that the person reading it understands why you are saying what you are saying, okay? All right, so again, all of these reasons needed development. So why would they avoid redundancy? Why are you telling me that they enjoy routine jobs? You should have said something here like, some people simply enjoy routine. They don't like change. So it's a matter of character and personality, which causes some people not to want to change jobs. Okay? And then here, again, you really, if you had developed your 2 main ideas appropriately, then you wouldn't need a 3rd main idea. Just try to stick to a maximum of 2. To sum up, there is a lot of job training, no S, and unexpected outcomes like promotion and earning more money if people like to change jobs with an S. However, people feel safe in working the same job. Personally, I still disagree with people who do the same job for their entire lives, as they may miss a lot of chances to explore the potential abilities and to enrich their life experience with an F. Okay. So, Corinna, you can see here that there's a lot of error in some of the expressions that you use. It creates incoherence. So it's not just grammar or vocabulary. It's probably a little bit of both. But the problem is that it creates incoherence, and that's where the problem lies. So that's one thing. And then you really just underdeveloped. And another way you can know that you underdeveloped is look at the length of your paragraphs. You've got this nice big, like, beefy paragraph here. It's about 9 lines long. And this one is only half the size. So that should be your biggest clue that you did not develop this part of the essay enough. You want these to be fairly equal in length, okay? So keep that in mind too. So go ahead, correct these, return them back to as corrected, and let's see another set of essays from you. Good luck.